Hello, this is Dr. Mariza, and today I'm joining you over the weekend to talk a little bit about the top 5 ways to break up with sugar. But no, not necessarily break up with sugar, but actually to reduce and kick cravings to the curb. And I'll tell you a little bit of a story about myself, and before I get into that story really quickly, one, if you jump on, tell me you're here, let me know where you're from. Is cravings, thank you Vanessa, are cravings something that you want to overcome? I have a feeling, because I've talked to so many women over the years, that cravings are a major issue, and it's because there's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to cravings, right? And we'll get into that in just a moment. Also, I want to let you know that I have just stepped away from working on my new upcoming webinar, which is an Essential Oil 101 webinar on how to transform you and your family's health with only 5 essential oils. And that's going to be going live on Wednesday, March 29th. I'm excited to invite you over. Come on in. Jennifer, wonderful, pleasure to have you. Tessie, great to have you as well. And so what I'm going to do is, now that we are live, I'm going to post that webinar link because there's going to be a chance to win one of my new best-selling book, The Smart Mom's Guide to Essential Oils. Also, I'm giving away my favorite go-to crave oil, Crave Begone essential oil, and that is peppermint oil. I'll also be sharing with you my crave control blend, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. So stay put. We're going to get to that. But how you enter to win some of these giveaways is share this video with somebody else who you think wants to break up with sugar or needs to get rid of those crazy cravings that come on. Let's be honest. Cravings come on out of nowhere, especially for women. It could be because of hormones. It could be because just we're having a bad day. It could be stress and overwhelm. It could be because we deserve a little congratulations, right? From having a phenomenal week, or we finished a project. There's so many reasons why cravings come into play, or why we deserve sugar in our life. But I am going to be giving away a peppermint oil. I'll talk a little bit about how to use peppermint as we get to that. I also share some of my phenomenal, amazing crave control recipes, because let me tell you, I have broken up with sugar multiple times. I am broken up with sugar right now. And the thing about sugar is like the bad boyfriend. You know, the guy in like the motorcycle jacket with the motorcycle, and like your mama tells you like you should not be dating that man. That is sugar. That is sugar for me, and that is sugar for so many other people. That it's just the boyfriend the bad boyfriend that keeps coming back time and time again. Well, let me tell you, I have found some proven ways to get rid of that bad boyfriend. And I'll tell you, from my own self, myself personally, sugar and I, just like a bad boyfriend and I, we do not mix. So I don't do well with sugar. Sugar has a nasty effect on my butt, on my thighs. Anywhere I do not want to be storing fat is where sugar loves to reside on me. Can anyone else relate to that? Can anyone ever feel like the result of sugar leads to weight gain that you don't want in places that you don't want? So let me tell you about my story. Oh, and I was gonna post my webinar that's coming up really quickly. Let me just find this. So I'm just looking over on the computer. I'll just post the link. So please join me on this webinar. You're going to love it. 5 essential oils. Lots of ways to use them. You literally can make over your home and your family with these 5 oils. So I'm taking the overwhelm, the guesswork, the fear out of using essential oils, and I'll make it super easy for you. I'm going to click the link there. It's going to be up there. Also, again, if you want to win that peppermint oil or a signed copy of my best-selling book, The Smart Mom's Guide to Essential Oils, that is going to be how. Share it and then enter into the webinar. If you've already registered for the webinar, yes, I'm so happy you have. Just let me know and just comment "done" underneath in the comment section, because I can't wait. You guys know I love to give away giveaways, and so I'm excited to give away these things as well. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. So back in 2008 or 2009, I don't really remember. It's all a sugar blur, right? So back in 2008, when I was in private practice, not too far away from where I live now, with my really dear, amazing friend, Dr. Lauren Klum, we co-owned a practice together. And when I started working in that practice, down the street was this super cute little street. Down the street was this brand new French bakery. And this French bakery would make the most beautiful, all these different types of gorgeous, organic, wonderful, delicious treats. At the time in 2009, people weren't really talking about gluten-free, although I will say that I am gluten-free. I'm gluten-free and sugar-free. I know, kind of boo, right? But gluten-free and sugar-free because I know that my body and my hormones, we just function better when gluten and sugar are off the table. So anyway, back to 2009. So this French bakery had come in. I don't know if anyone is a coffee drinker or a tea drinker here. Again, coffee is another boyfriend I have got to constantly break up with. So there was a Pete's Coffee down the street, and we probably several times a week, at least almost, I would say it seemed like once a day, we would saunter on over, we would take a break from seeing patients, and we would go get a Pete's Coffee. Again, it was always, no sugar coffees. These were just straight coffee, so we felt really good about ourselves. But right at this time, this little amazing French bakery had just opened, and every day they had the employees out there with samples, and they had samples of cheesecake, samples of cupcakes, samples of cookies, samples of profiteroles. I mean, name it. They had samples of everything, eclairs, all kinds of French, beautiful, gorgeous goodies, and we would just happen to be walking by while they would have these samples to go and get. Yes, Cynthia, absolutely. We would go and get these coffees from Pete's Coffee. It was like our treat, right? Because we deserved it. We were taking care of so many patients. We were having really great days where patients were getting great results. Absolutely, we needed a little bit of a treat for that, right? And so walking past this little French bakery, well, what happens is over time, clearly after the French bakery had its big grand opening, they stopped giving away samples. So we would actually have to go into the store and buy stuff, and we would buy a treat with our coffee. It was a part of our routine. Well, months and months go by like this. And mind you, I had never really done this before. Not that I hadn't eaten sugar a lot in my day, but not like this regular. It became a part of a non-conscious habit. We were doing this 3 to 4 times a week, right? So several months rolled by, and we realized that we had put on somewhere between 7 to 10 pounds. Like our pants weren't fitting right. Patients weren't saying anything, but you could tell, like they had noticed. And we decided, I remember it was October, I think it was the beginning of October. I want to say it was the beginning of October because we decided to break up with sugar all the way to December 1st. So we not only had to break up with sugar for Halloween, we had to break up with sugar for Thanksgiving as well. And I remember how challenging this was. We were dreaming of eating cookies. I swear I had a nightmare where I had eaten a cookie and Lauren had seen me eat it and I was in so much trouble. And every day we were keeping ourselves accountable. Well, I believe we both made it. I believe we both made it through. And this, I say break up with sugar, it wasn't break up with all sugar. So fruit sugars were allowed. I believe maybe maple syrup was allowed. Definitely fruit sugars were allowed, but no processed cookies, cakes, candies, nothing like that were allowed. And that was the first time that I had ever in my entire life broken up with sugar. And I dropped 5 to 7 pounds in that time frame. Felt significantly better, wasn't dependent on sugar during the afternoon, wasn't dependent on sugar for emotional support or focus, energy support, none of those things that I normally think about sugar throughout family occasions and all of that. And so it was a really interesting experiment. Now since then, again, that was in 2009, I have broken up with sugar for many, many months at a time, up to 6 months at a time, actually, like no sugar, no alcohol, no nada. So I am currently broken up with sugar right now. And I'll go in bouts where I won't do literally any sugar. No fruit sugars, no honey, no maple syrup, nothing. It'll just be vegetables, proteins, healthy fats, that's it. Now, I had an opportunity by Mind Body Green. I don't know if you guys know who Mind Body Green is. It's a wonderful blog. They asked me, because sugar is such a major topic that I love to talk about, they asked me to come on and talk about 5 ways to break up with sugar sugar or get rid of cravings. Because let's be honest, sugar is addictive. The reason why so many of us eat it is because it's connected to our emotions, it's connected to our production, and it's addictive. It's a problem, and it's in everything, right? It's infiltrated our food industry, from breads to normal entrees. I mean, name it. Sugar is in, from yogurts to milks to dairy products. I mean, name it. Sugar's in all things. And it's so crazy. So I want to talk a little bit about how we can break up with sugar, but then also I want to address the big concern of crave control, right? These crazy cravings that come out of nowhere that just show up, and like it's so hard to break up. So I'm going to go through these top 5 right now. I want to just dive into it. I shared my story. I know that you all can relate to my plight, right? And how many of you are right now in that sugar space? I know we're getting ready for the spring and summertime, vacation, beach time, swimwear, goodness forbid, right? So we're thinking about what are the ways that we can really start to lose that weight. A big part of that is sugar. And if any of my hormone ladies here, from thyroid to estrogen dominance to adrenal support, sugar plays a major role in that as well. And that's why sugar and I don't mix, because of my hormones. I have got to keep happy and steady hormone support, or I feel completely out of whack. And believe me, my entire family knows when I'm eating sugar or doing something I shouldn't be doing, because my hormones take a major devastating blow because of it. So I've studied this at length, and I'm going to make it as simple as possible. All right, Cynthia, yeah. Cynthia, so my sister's on right now, and I'll be honest, between the two of us girls growing up, she was the sugar queen. I will say that. My sister could down some sugar like nobody's business. Okay, so let's talk about those top 5. Hey, Mom. And my mama. I was not even talking about my mama. I'm not throwing my family under the bus. My mom's up here too. But I think our sugar love may have come from my mama. My mom loves herself some chocolate. So, and that has been a big player for her. I know breaking up with sugar has been really hard for my mom. I have definitely helped my mom a lot the last couple of years in breaking up with sugar. She's so funny. Okay, so the first step to doing this is, 1, do an inventory. Do a major home inventory. Where is the sugar hidden, right? Because most likely you've got it in a drawer somewhere, maybe in your bedroom. You've got hidden sugars inside of your pantry, inside of your kitchen. So if you come to my house, I know my mom isn't trying to come to my house, there is no sugar in my house. There's no breads, there's no tortillas, there's no brown sugar, there's no granulated sugar, there is no molasses, there's no honey, there's no sugar in my house. Only thing that we have that relates to sugar is, there's no M&Ms in the house. The only thing that relates to sugar in our house is frozen berries. We keep a lot of wonderful low glycemic load, low glycemic index berries for our green smoothies, which we add protein powder and healthy fats like avocado to, that really even lowers the glycemic index even more. So in my home, it's sugar free. If you want a sugar snack, you have to drive to go get it somewhere, and it better be worth it, right? It better be a good reason to go get that sugar. So the number 1 habit I'm going to say, do an evaluation. If you can get rid of some of the sugary snacks in your home that you know are danger zones for you, then I recommend doing that inventory. Now I know that there's a lot of mamas on here. There's a lot of mamas who have lots of family, whose kids love snacks, but just be mindful, again, if sugar is having a detrimental effect on ourselves, what is it doing to our children? So just be considerate when it comes to sugar inside of the house, and try to eliminate as much processed sugar that you can get rid of. Especially when it comes to fructose sugars. I don't know if you guys know, but fructose actually creates a burden on the liver, because in order to convert fructose to glucose, which your body can use as energy, particularly your brain is very hungry and very greedy. It requires glucose. But in order for fructose to get broken down and transferred over to glucose, it must go through the liver. So just be mindful, especially if you're working on your hormones or you're working on other detoxification, that fructose sugar, even fruit sugar, sugar could be a hindrance and a burden on the liver. So something to consider. Next, I want you to write down what you eat. Now, I know you've heard this before, but this is so telling as to what we consume every single day. It's so easy to mindlessly pick up a cookie at school or at work, or eat a little cupcake after a function or an event, or drink an extra glass of wine, when again, you don't have to be accountable or conscious of it. So something to consider is definitely write down what you're eating. It shapes wonderful new habits. It makes you very mindful of what you're consuming so that you know those trouble times. Like maybe for you, sugar cravings happen between 2 and 4 p.m., right? And you may not even recognize that that is the time where the sugar monster or the bad boyfriend comes around lurking to get you, right? Because let's be honest, we're the victims here. We're the victims of sugar. So be honest of when that could be happening to you. Maybe it's not the 2 to 4 o'clock evening time. Maybe it's like the 5, 7 o'clock before you eat dinner, or maybe it's the late night snack, right? We're thinking about it's Sunday night. People are probably going to be cuddled on a couch, enjoying a movie. Maybe they're watching, Homeland. I don't know. But maybe at this time of the night, someone suggests a little bit of ice cream, or maybe a couple M&Ms. I don't know. So, and I will tell you that in just a second, Cynthia. So low glycemic index fruits. My sister's asking about what fruits are best. So berries are going to be your best friend, and always try to eat the whole fruit. Avoid fruit juices because they tend to not have the good fiber and all the good nutrients that a real piece of fruit has. So back to getting into those, writing down your habits, making sure that you write down what you eat so you can identify when is it that you are having those sugar cravings, so that you can be mindful and you can be prepared. So instead of reaching for, a kind bar or a sugary shake or a frappuccino, you reach for a peppermint oil. And I'll talk a little bit about peppermint oil in a minute. This is my #1 go-to sugar craving zapper. I will talk about my crave control blend in just a moment, but I love peppermint for its ability to lessen cravings. Personally, I'm a big, and not everyone's going to agree with this, but I love to lick peppermint because 1, it makes me instantly kissable, but 2, it also, you don't want to eat chocolate or eat a cupcake or eat some ice cream after you've licked peppermint. It's that same concept of brushing your teeth, right? Once you brush your teeth, you're like, okay, sugar, be gone. I've brushed my teeth. It's over. So I love doing a little bit of a peppermint lick. Now remember, when you're doing a peppermint lick, you want to make sure that you are using a very, very high quality peppermint and that it has a supplemental label on it, making it safe for internal ingestion. So you can actually see that label right here, that supplemental label right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a peppermint lick for you guys. I love it for boosting energy, but anytime I feel like that sugar monster is coming for me, I'm going to do a little bit of peppermint. So how you do that is just lick it. Woo! Lick it like that, and then it'll really stave off any type of sugar cravings. I love it. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing it internal, you can always breathe it in too. So take a drop in your hand, rub your hands together, breathe it in, and I promise you, those sugar cravings will get out the door. That sugar monster will be sent away. So #2, write down what you eat so that you're aware of your routine and when that sugar monster hits. And then number 3 is going to be properly fuel your body. And what that means is I want you to be a fat burner, not a sugar burner. And if you continue to eat fruits and carbohydrates throughout the day, your body is going to use your primary source of energy, which is carbohydrates and sugar. And if let's say your muscles are full of that glycogen, your liver is full of glycogen, what happens is if you're constantly just burning off sugar, some of it's going to be stored as fat, but also you're never going to burn off fat. You're not going to be a fat burner. So what I recommend is always every meal with protein, every meal with healthy fats, and every meal with, again, complex carbohydrates like squash and vegetables for your meals. That way you feel fuller longer, you're getting good energy, and you're not going to have those sugar cravings. So if you eat a good breakfast with protein, like a great green smoothie with protein powder or eggs and kale, maybe like an egg scramble, whatever it may be, just make sure that you've got those good healthy fats, those good proteins and that you are using the complex carbohydrates like yummy, healthy vegetables like broccoli, kale, spinach, bell pepper, onions, whatever it is that you love, so that you set yourself up for success. So that you're not crashing at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. before lunch, and that you're not crashing again at 2 and 3 p.m. and you're not crashing again after dinner. You've set yourself up for success so that you're burning fat and you're not just burning sugar. Because goodness knows, a lot of us are looking to burn fat, not just burn the excess that we just ate, right? So properly fuel your body, eat good whole foods. Number 4, we talked about this already, it's going to be using essential oils. So here's where I want to share with you my Crave Control blend. Now I love this because it's actually a roller bottle blend. You don't actually need to ingest it. I love this blend, and it's a combination of peppermint, grapefruit, ginger, and cinnamon. And what I love is I love to roll the roller bottle. If I had a roller bottle in front of me, I'd roll it over my palms, breathe it in. You can put it on your wrist, back behind your ear. This will help to relieve those cravings. And it's 20 in a 10 ml roller bottle. So let me just grab one real quick to show you. So this is a 10 ml roller bottle. You would add 20 drops of grapefruit, 10 drops of peppermint, 5 drops of cinnamon, and 5 drops of ginger. Now, grapefruit is phenomenal for detoxifying the body. It's great for helping to deal with sugar cravings as well. It's wonderful for boosting metabolism. Cinnamon is the same thing. It's also great for stabilizing blood sugar levels. And then ginger is great for the stomach, great for digestion, and also helps to boost metabolism as well. This combination is phenomenal. So again, it's 20 drops grapefruit, 10 drops peppermint, 5 drops cinnamon, and 5 drops ginger. You add all of them to a roller bottle and then top it off with a carrier oil like coconut oil or sweet almond oil, depending on whatever you prefer. Now, I also have a sugar Begone blend called the Sugar Monster Begone blend, and this blend is a lifesaver for anyone looking to avoid sugars during times when cravings are high. And to figure that out, make sure that you're charting what you're eating for at least 7 to 14 days. Now, I love this blend because it curbs cravings and boosts energy, so it's a 2-for-1. Who doesn't want to reduce cravings and boost energy at the same time? To me, it's a super win. So it's going to be, and this is designed to go into a diffuser, or it can also be added to water as well. If you're using high quality oils, you can add this to water. So for the diffuser blend, especially at the office where cravings really happen, it's going to be 2 drops of peppermint, 1 drop of grapefruit, and 1 drop of lemon. But if I were to turn this into a water blend, it would be 1 drop of peppermint, grapefruit, and lemon. And I love making this as a part of a water infusion recipe. So something to consider. Very delicious. It tastes great. And you can sip on it throughout the day. I usually recommend 3 drops in like a 22 ounce, 24 ounce, or even bigger, and then just take your water bottle with you everywhere. Oftentimes people confuse being thirsty for being hungry. This is a great way to ensure that you do not cheat throughout the day, right? That you stay away from that sugar monster. So that's gonna be the essential oils that I choose. My go-to oils for reducing cravings are gonna be grapefruit, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger, lemon, and I said grapefruit. So those are my five oils. My number 1 being peppermint, and you do have an opportunity to win it by sharing this video with someone who you know needs to break up with sugar, and by enrolling in my upcoming webinar about transforming your home and your family's health with only 5 essential oils. Super excited to give the book away and to give the peppermint away as well. Now I've got one more, and this is going to be all about distracting yourself from cravings. Now I'm looking at my Mind Body Green article. Yes, Carla, also Slim and Sassy. So there's a proprietary blend made by doTERRA called Slim and Sassy that's very similar. Not completely the same as my Sugar Begone blend, but I love the Slim and Sassy blend as well. So, you know, raising the roof for Slim and Sassy. It's great, and it's amazing Crave Control blend. But if you don't have a Slim and Sassy, peppermint will do just great. Peppermint combined with lemon and grapefruit, wonderful for detoxifying the liver, your fat cells, great for stimulating the digestive system, and great for curbing cravings, which is all what we're here for today. So some things to do to distract yourself from cravings. Well, one, I love using essential oils. Oftentimes people's cravings are around emotional support, stress support. Consider using oils like bergamot, clary sage, lavender. I love that essential oils can bridge the gap to the healthy habits that we want to create, including getting rid of toxic sugar in our system. So instead of reaching for that sugary snack or that frappuccino or that coffee drink with sugar in it, reach for an oil, especially if you're feeling emotionally distressed or upset. Great essential oils for helping to support you emotionally and support your mood. So those are some ways to think about that. Also, something to consider as well is just getting out there and moving your body. So anytime I'm feeling like I have a craving, usually it just means I need some more activity. I think about what is the unmet need that's going on here. Oftentimes I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling sluggish. So getting up and moving my body, yoga, going outside in nature is a great way to do that. Calling up a friend and seeing how they're doing is another great way to do that. Maybe journaling or picking up a good book. Basically rewarding myself a little bit differently than just reaching for sugar. These are all great ways to distract yourself from that sugar monster, right? That just comes out of nowhere and attacks you. So those are going to be some wonderful ways. And then also be thinking about some questions, some trigger questions. One, when is it that I find that I reach for sugar? Figure out when that is, and then try to make some habits to avoid those times. Also, do you find yourself treating yourself with dessert? Do you find yourself celebrating with dessert? You know, if it's that, think about other wonderful ways to support yourself. Like, for instance, getting a new pair of shoes. I'll tell you what, I will trade a cupcake for a new pair of shoes any day, all right? So getting yourself a new pair of shoes, or getting yourself a massage, taking a therapeutic bath that doesn't cost very much money. Buying yourself some gorgeous flowers. Now that I do all these Facebook Lives, I have decided that I deserve flowers all the time. So I buy flowers at least once a week, because I want you guys to have some flowery goodness when I come on and do my Facebook Live. So I hope you're enjoying those. Anyway, so those are some things to consider to support yourself during those moments where you deserve a celebration, right? Because you do deserve a pat on the back. You are all incredible super women, right? And so flowers, therapeutic bath, couple essential oils, those are all wonderful ways to love you up. And then also, again, is it during times when you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, whatever may be going on? Think about what other ways can you support yourself during those moments. Again, you guys, I've shared these videos before. I love talking about essential oils and emotional support because they are so beautiful and incredible. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Stacy. Yes, flowers are beautiful. I love flowers. And so my husband's like, buy flowers, get flowers. And so you know how you always have to like give yourself a reason for buying flowers for yourself? Well, I am buying them for you. That's what I've told him. I'm like, I'm getting them for my readers. I'm getting them for all the people who join me on Facebook Live, because who doesn't want to look at some really pretty flowers? So that's my way of treating myself instead of eating a candy bar. And then, like I mentioned before, just, it's okay to indulge. Just be very sparingly with it. You'll notice that when you break up with sugar, even for 5 days, and I do challenge everyone to consider breaking up with sugar, and not all sugars like I have done. Maybe it's just alcohol sugars. Maybe it's just treats and ice creams, candies, cookies, candy, all that. Break up with that for 5 days and see how you feel. Now, I will tell you, those first couple days are going to be nasty because you do have a little addiction to it, right? The sugar does have a hold on us. And so there may be some headaches, maybe some grouchiness, but then just try it for 5 days and see how your body is functioning after those 5 days. Also, your taste buds will transition. You won't feel the need for sugar as often. I've broken up with sugar for as long as 6 months, and it's amazing to me how much I really don't miss it. So some of those things to consider, my top 5 again were assessing your house, seeing where those hidden sugars are, right? writing things down, finding out when those trigger moments are when you have those sugar cravings, distracting yourself from sugar by using other things and buying yourself other nice little things, utilizing essential oils because they are so powerful and effective. They will ward off that sugar monster in a moment, and properly fuel your body. When your body has its needs met, it's not going to be craving something like sugar. You're going to have the energy that you want. Okay, then reminder just really quickly, I want to give this essential oil to somebody. I'm going to be giving it away on, let's say today's Sunday, on Wednesday, I'm going to be giving away a free peppermint oil and a signed copy of my book with all of my weight loss and craving solutions in here, with so much more than that, you guys. You know that there's over 200 plus recipes in here for the smart mom and smart woman. All you gotta do is share this video with somebody else, let them know we've got some sugar solutions for you, and register for my new up-and-coming webinar. You're not going to want to miss this webinar. It's incredible. So the link is there, and I will be sure to post the link after I finish this video. Well, I hope everyone, you are enjoying your amazing Sunday. Thank you so much for coming out. I hope that this was beneficial to you. Let me know, did my habits, will they help you to break up with that sugar monster? Are you going to kick that bad boyfriend to the curb? I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Maria, thank you so much. That book is my heart and soul. So much blood, sweat, and tears went into this baby, let me tell you. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. Well, you guys, it was such a pleasure to connect. If you want to find my book, it's on Amazon. Mwah! Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful and incredible and energetic week. Bye, guys.